Hey guys, back with another what I wore last week. It's been all over the place this week, but it's still been quite warm to be honest. So I've got maybe one thing that I only normally reach for in actual cold weather here. Um, and that was on the weekend, I think, or earlier this, yeah, I think it was last weekend. And that's because it was still a little bit chilly at that point, but it's been kind of humid and stuffy. And then today we have like gale force winds and it's chilly. So who even knows what to expect? So when it was a bit warmer, I decided to put this one on because I was like, this will sort of come out of my rotation when it gets cold because I don't think it's really a cold weather perfume. Guerlain, a sparkling bouquet. So this one, let's try and get that so the reflection isn't too insane. This is a pear perfume. I love pear. You will see another pear here. I think I've only got two pears this week, which for me is actually kind of unusual. Um, this one, pear and lavender. It's like fresh, but it's sweet. It's sweet in a sugary way rather than a vanillic way, though. So it differs to Guerlain in that respect, but it still has a little bit of that DNA because it still has quite a noticeable lavender. So this one, top notes of pear, bergamot, mandarin orange, middle notes of lavender, peony and jasmine sambac, base notes Tahitian vanilla, white musk and sandalwood. I just really love this one. I know that this is not popular with everyone. This one actually, now the longer I've had it, the better this lasts. I think this lasts on me for absolutely hours now. I think it's great. So sparkling bouquet. It's fresh, it's fun, it's a bit girly, but it has like that interesting twist. I was thinking, when I was wearing this one, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should make a video that's about like perfumes that you won't smell anyone else wearing. Because I think this week, what did I smell this week? I definitely smelled someone wearing, I smelled quite a few people actually, again, wearing like Baccarat Rouge. Definitely smelled someone wearing Mademoiselle, Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, and I smelt someone wearing Tom Ford Lost Cherry, and I'd been thinking to myself, I can't remember the last time I smelt someone wearing Lost Cherry, so that's come back as well. I really recognise quite a lot of perfumes this week, but this one, I've never smelt anyone wearing anything that smells like Sparkling Bouquet, and I've never really smelt anything that particularly smells like Sparkling Bouquet. As I said, it does have a little bit of that Guerlain DNA. But apart from that, like this is pretty unique. So I love this perfume. It's not up everyone's street, but it's so far up my street. I just remembered that I've got a little cover thing for this microphone. So we'll now be able to tell whether that actually makes a difference because I only just put it on. So next up, I mean heaven in a bottle. Let me just spray this out. Oh, I just can't even. So Lolita Lempicka. This is Fleur Defendue, and as you can see, I've not had this long, but I'm going into it, and the reason I'm not stopping myself from wearing this one is because I did manage to get a backup, because I think out of all the Lolita Lempickas, I think this is my favourite and the easiest for me to wear, because it's still definitely got the original Lolita Lempicka, like, it's got the skeleton. You can tell that it's Lolita Lempicka, and the more it dries down, the more it smells a bit like the EDT version, so it's that. But it's then fluffier and sweeter because it has mimosa in it, and it is just magical. So the notes in Fleur Defendue, top notes mimosa, wormwood, strawberry leaf, stem greens. Middle notes violet, anise, peony and iris. Base notes almond, cherry and musk. This one, I do smell mimosa. I don't really get cherry though, and the strawberry leaf, for some reason, the combination of the cherry and the strawberry leaf with the greens and stuff, it just makes me think of apples. So this has like an orchardy apple smell to me without smelling like a candle. But the anise still has that almost kind of smoky quality, almost ashy smoky quality that I get in the old non-vegan Lolita Lempickas. And I just love this. My colleague actually said when we were standing outside, I was saying goodbye to her, and she literally said to me, oh, you smell really good. So it was obviously wafting around me. So that's always good that people can smell it. It's almondy. It's delicious. I did hear someone say that this smells like a bit gourmand, like an almond cake. I don't get that at all. I don't get gourmand from this. I get sweetness. But I definitely don't get anything that I would consider to be like gourmand here. This is very much for me a almond, violet, mimosa, anise, apple orchard kind of smell. Like it's just so, it's so good. I know someone's selling a bottle of this on Vinted because I saw it the other day. So if you love it, or if you used to love it, or if you just want to try it and you're willing to take a chance, someone is selling a bottle on Vinted. There is one on eBay as well, but I think it's coming from abroad. But I think someone in the UK is selling a bottle of this. So I love it. It's one of my favourites ever. And then this is one that I wore to work. And again, I was just thinking to myself, Hugo Woman, Hugo Boss, Hugo Woman. There you go. So you can actually see it. The one with the red around the outside. Gosh, I'm telling you, the weather is so kind of dark. I hope this isn't going to look crazy. But the one with the red, I have the one with the pink, the extreme version as well, which is a kind of fruitier take on this. But this is just such a perfect, I would describe it as like a perfect work scent. Like it would be so perfect to wear to work. I mean, I did wear it to work, but like as just like an office perfume. That's what I'm trying to say. This one, it's got, I mean, I feel like there's more notes here, and I definitely get a hint of something like a vanilla maybe in the base, but like very subtle. But the notes they give you, boysenberry, Italian mandarin and grass in the top, mid notes of plum, black tea, jasmine and iris, base notes sandalwood, amber and cedar. It's just, it's a tangy floral with a tangy, it's tangy because of the boysenberry and the plum. It's very kind of specific, yummy tanginess. But there's this aromatic tea, and the grass is like just a really interesting, like I said, it just has this, it's not entirely grassy. It's just kind of, it's a bit warmer than what you'd get with grass, but that black tea is so beautiful. And then there's a lot of sandalwood in here, I'd say. I think it's like that classic kind of popular perfumes from the late 90s, early 2000s. It definitely smells like it's from that era, but it's really interesting. I think Touch of Pink smells a little bit like this, but like much girlier, a bit sweeter, more fruity. And to be fair, the extreme version of Hugo Woman is also a little bit fruitier, a little bit girlier, and it does smell a bit more pink. This one, this smells to me like, I mean, I wear this when I wear like brown colours and caramel colours, you know, it feels kind of cozy and warm, and I do love a tangy floral. But again, like I'm thinking at some point I will have to make a video that's like office appropriate scents, because I think this would be so perfect, and it's really, really affordable because it's one of their older ones. Like Hugo Boss, the newer ones are quite expensive, but these are like super affordable. So next up we have Valentino, Donna, Aqua, my only Valentino. Let me just take this protector off because it looks more beautiful without it. I'm obsessed and I love this. This is another one that I'm just happily just going through because I've got a backup. So I think I've actually, because it's got really thick glass at the base, I think I've used half of this now, and this is a 50ml, I think. Yeah. 50ml bottle, so I've used 25ml of this, and I love it. I love it so much. Again, there's not really anything that's a proper dupe of this, so I say it every time. Like I could recommend like Burberry Brit, either of them, that have a feel of it but aren't really the same. God is a Woman from Ariana Grande sometimes can kind of scratch the itch, but I think one of the best options to go for, even though it dries down to smell a bit more kind of almost like Manifesto, it smells like this in the opening, and that is Antonio Banderas Icon Splendide. Do you know, I always say Icon Splendide, but I think it might just be Icon Splendid, I don't know. But anyway, so Donna Aqua, it's pear and almond in the top, mid notes frangipani, jasmine, base notes sandalwood, hawthorn. I don't think that's the complete set of notes, because I always remember that when I had the carded sample of this, it had slightly different notes. It's got like a roasted tonka bean or something like that in there as well, and it's very sweet, but it isn't vanillic, you know. It's got this lovely sweetness. I love it, but it's discontinued, which is annoying. I hope they bring it back at some point, because it's by far and away the nicest thing I've ever smelt from them. Oh yeah, oh, the time of year is here again, and oh god, I love this perfume. I love it with such a passion. Oh my god, I genuinely wore quite a lot of my like safe favourites this week because I was feeling, to be honest, a little bit rough. I don't really know why. I've got like kind of popping ears and I sort of feel like I've got elements of a cold without having a full cold. It's weird. It's been going on for a little while, but anyway. Oh my God. Absolute non-gourmand vanilla heaven. Eau Duelle. Look how dark that juice is. It's so good. I wanted to show you actually because before I got this bigger bottle, which I did get a partial, it was a partial. I got this one first, which was also a partial, but can you see this has got darker as well? It's not as dark as this one yet, but this one was like a clear yellow liquid when I first got this, and now it's kind of gone a bit browny caramelly. This is the one I chuck in my bag and take to work. I don't know if I'll finish this one before I finish this one, possibly, but I will buy another because I'm obsessed. And this is one that I might actually be tempted to buy a new bottle from Diptyque because you actually get some quite good like freebies from Diptyque. And buying these secondhand, I would never buy a new bottle secondhand because it's probably fake, because there are so many fakes. Mainly it seems coming from Thailand. On eBay and Vinted, so many fakes, which is why I always buy ones that have been used quite a lot, because then I just assume people have just got sick of them and I can buy them. But if you're going to spend like £80 or something, or £70 on half a bottle, you might as well just buy it new and then get some cool freebies with it. Like you get a travel size of the actual thing, you get a couple of free travel things. At the moment, if you buy it, they've got like a free candle. So, you know, I'll wait until they've got a good like deal, like something cool that comes free, and then I might get another bottle that I just spray out and then let it age in a dark cupboard, you know. Oh my God, I love this perfume so much. It's just amazing. And I sprayed this on in the morning, this amazing aromatic green kind of kitchen cupboard vanilla, but not gourmand. It's got this sheer beautiful vanilla. I put it on in the morning and my husband walked past my room and said, "Ooh, smells good." And this is one where he smelt it on paper and he was like, "It's all right." He wasn't that bothered about it. But again, like there's just something about this on skin and in the air that is so magical. Oh, it's like top 10 for life now, Eau Duelle. It's the vanilla for me. If I could only have one, it would be this. So this is bourbon vanilla, elemi resin, juniper, cardamom, pink pepper, olibanum, black tea, bergamot, ambergris, musk and saffron. It's delicious. And this is one where, again, like, I feel like Hugo I really, really love, but it's not like one of my top 20 for life perfumes. It's just one that I like. I love smelling like Sparkling Bouquet. I can't get enough of myself. I am obsessed with myself when I wear this. Every time I get a whiff of it, I love it. Every time I get a whiff of myself in Donna Aqua, I love it. Every time I smell myself in Eau Duelle, I'm like, how does this even exist? And why haven't I had it in my life for much longer than I have? I'm obsessed. I love it. I've never smelt a good dupe of it. They do have dupes of things that smell a bit like it, but the only one that's like really affordable, Perfume Parlour, weirdly they don't dupe this, but they dupe World According to Arthur from Penhaligon's, and that is a perfume that smells like, to me, a rip-off of Eau Duelle. It's not quite as nice to my nose, but it does smell like it. But there's that, just a hint of that tarry aroma chemical, so if you're sensitive to that, then don't get that, because it's in the original World According to Arthur, and it's also in the Perfume Parlour because they did a good dupe of it. But that's the most affordable thing. The other thing that I think really feels like it's related to this, like it could be like some kind of like flanker of it, is Lolita Parfum. It's got a very similar kind of vanilla extract, vanilla sheer with like a greenness and an interesting kind of slightly aromatic feel to it. It's more floral, I'd say, and it's got other things going on, but it shares the pink pepper and it has bay instead of the tea and the juniper cardamom situation that's going on here. But yeah, I mean, anyway, I've been going on about it for ages and it's an expensive perfume, but it's... I mean, I have to say, I don't have a huge amount of cheap vanillas. Like a lot of the vanillas that I like are a bit more expensive or a bit more fancy for some reason. Like, I mean, the recommended retail price for Lolita Parfum is way higher than you normally have to pay for it, because on the grey market that's so affordable. So that kind of has become a cheapie, even though it probably shouldn't be. But yeah, I think a lot of my, when I look at my sweeter perfumes, a lot of my favourite vanillas are quite expensive. I don't know. Like, I'm just waiting for everyone to do good dupes of things, you know what I mean? I'm enjoying the kind of sweet powdery stuff in mornings and in the evenings and bedtime. So I pulled out my baby powder from Demeter, Library of Fragrance. And it's just, I mean, it is what it says on the tin, this one. I'd say that in terms of the actual scent profile, it's closer to smelling like baby oil, because it's quite a lot stronger, I'd say, than the actual baby powder. But it has the powdery texture. So it really does give you that feel of literally Johnson's baby powder and Johnson's baby oil. It just says powdery notes, musk and floral notes, and it's great. I have to say though, I haven't put that down properly. There you go. I do really like it a lot, but now I've got the Lolita Lempicka Low en Blanc, and then I've got that Vasette Petite, which smells incredibly similar to Low en Blanc. I love those more because they're like irisy, violety, sugary sweet, and I don't know, I love them even more than baby powder. So I'm glad that I just got the small one of this, because I had the big one for a while, but I gave it away in the end. Because I do still really like this. There's a really specific mood that I love wearing this in. But man, now I've got those other two. That Vasette is honestly so similar, and it's so good. Vasette Petite is so good for baby powdery style things, but elevated, smells a bit more beautiful. So anyway, still enjoyed wearing it though. I wore that in the morning, I think, on the weekend. Okay, so then I had a couple of nights where I'd felt a bit headachy, to be honest. Like I said, like I felt a bit rough. And I was working from home on Monday and I was feeling rough. And so I reached for one of my tried and trusted I Feel Rough perfumes. There is a magic in this that is so hard to explain. Shade from Lush is so special. It's so lovely. Oh my God. It smells so natural and it smells so cozy, but it's kind of light. It's comfortable. It says it's olibanum and sandalwood, but this, I'm pretty sure, I haven't got my bifocals on, so let's see if I can actually read any of this tiny, tiny print. Oh, interesting. So this one, it has sandalwood, West Timor sandalwood specifically. Beautiful, the sandalwood. Olibanum. It's got limone. I don't know how to say that. Guaiac wood oil, which I hadn't realised. That's very interesting. It's got cinnamon, it's got farsenol, geraniol, coumarin. So it's got a beautiful sweetness from that coumarin. And then it's got like a lavendery feel in here to me as well. I think one of those compounds, if I was to look it up, would be like, this has a bit of a lavender feel. And then the geraniol has a floral feel. So it doesn't just smell like sandalwood and olibanum. And it's definitely, the coumarin's quite strong here. It's quite sweet when it dries down. But it has this fresh, beautiful greenness and woodiness when you first spray it. That's a little bit like, ooh, I don't know about that. Like, you sort of get an incensey feel, but it's not crazy. It's not like smoky. It's very gentle. But the more it dries down, honestly, this is definitely one. If you spray it on your skin, you'll be like, why would anyone wear this? Like, unless you really want to smell like you're literally a forest, like, why would you want to smell like this? Like, or I actually literally want to smell like I'm a log cabin or something. Do you know what I mean? A grassy, like, log cabin. But when it dries down, there is something so special about Shade. It is so soothing. It has a little bit of that essential oily feel about it. It feels, people say this and I kind of tend to roll my eyes, but I do know what they mean. Meditative. That's what Shade feels like to me. And I felt cozy, I felt sweet, I felt good. It didn't hurt my head, it didn't make me nauseous. I just think Shade is one of the best things for me, especially because if I'm feeling sensitive and I'm not feeling very well, I don't want to wear too many aroma chemicals, I want to wear as much natural scent as I can. So I often wear Lush perfumes when I feel a bit rough. And then other times I can wear like things like green tea, which is full of aroma chemicals, but it has like that spa-like smell. So I can cope with that when I feel rough. But generally I really like some of the older, less kind of sugary, less gourmand, less trendy, basically, Lush perfumes, because I feel like they're just so natural smelling and so beautiful. Anyway, I'm really going off on one today, aren't I? I wore a lot of stuff I really love. What can I say? Um, okay, and as I said last week, I'm in a cherry mood as well. I'm always in a pear mood, but I've also been in a bit of a cherry mood, you know. Cherry. Oh, and I wanted to test this one out because I managed to get hold. Well, let me show you. Sweet from Lolita Lempicka. I managed to get hold of a vintage bottle of the original formulation in the bottle shaped like this, but with the bite taken out. Someone put it up on eBay. It was like, I think, yeah, it was new, but with a damaged box. And I was like, well, I mean, I don't care what the box is like, do I? Let's just try it out. So I did. And again, that's the non-vegan formula. This is the new vegan formula in the different bottles. And I just wanted to compare. So, that's why I decided to. This is the one that I actually wore all day though, because I was just testing the other one out. I will talk about it in a big video, but I prefer this one. I genuinely think that the new version is a bit nicer because it's a little bit tangier, a little bit fruitier. This is like a very tangy cherry sweetie mixed with a cherry lip balm. I think it has a lip gloss accord, but to me this smells less like a lip gloss and more like a balm. There is a slightly waxy texture here, which I love. Without smelling like a candle somehow, it just smells amazing. And I think that's because there is iris in here, so you get that slight makeup-y feel, and angelica, which is obviously quite a strange green kind of florally smell. So the top notes are sour cherry and sugar. Yes, you definitely get those. Mid notes of cacao, iris and angelica. Base notes of musk and cashmere wood. And it's just so fun and yummy and sweet. And the cherry's tangy. I love that sour cherry here. I do get a hint of like the cacao, but it's not like super strong. It's just like a sprinkle. But yeah, there's something about the iris and angelica and the accord, the lip gloss accord, that to me makes this smell like a Haribo sour cherry with a sweet cherry lip balm and a sprinkle of cacao. And I love it. It is so fun. I really like this perfume. So yeah, I mean, I think this version is superior. I'm sure lots of people would be horrified and disagree with me, but I just think it's really good. So that is that one. And this one, I haven't spoken about this again. Like, I really need to do my Perfume Parlour review, but I've been overwhelmed because I ended up over a period of like different ordering times. I've got so many now that I'm like, when am I ever going to have time to do all these samples? But anyway, I got this one because this, I think, unfortunately, is a perfume that they don't make a perfume of anymore. But this is Dolce&Gabanna. What's it called? Just the original red cap. That's what this one is. But the question is, what is this called? It's called SS073. Yeah. So Perfume Parlour SS073. So it's this guy, which is a perfume that I never owned, but my best friend when I was in college, she wore this one. She had this. She had Samsara. She had Gucci Rush. Anything that was red, actually, which kind of suited her. So when I first got this little rollerball, I was thinking to myself, I don't remember it smelling this weird and green, like super bitter green, like hardcore neroli style bitter green. And from the bottle, it smells crazy. And I was like, I remember this being a kind of cozy, aldehydic floral. So I was a bit confused. But then I look at the accords here, and it says aromatic and fresh spicy and citrus. And I was like, okay, all right. So I put a little bit on my hand because I was just trying to see if I wanted to keep this oil. And I was like, oh, I don't like it. I really don't like it. And then I'd forgotten there's basil in this perfume. So there's a very strong basil. There's an orange blossom. There's all these really strong things. And I was like, oh, I don't think this is for me. And then the more it dried down, the more beautiful it became. And it was absolutely lovely. And it started to smell the way I remember her smelling and the way I remember the perfume smelling. So the top notes here are aldehydes, basil, citrus, ivy, mandarin orange, freesia and bergamot. Middle notes of carnation, marigold, coriander, orange blossom, lily, jasmine, Bulgarian rose, lily of the valley. Base notes, sandalwood, vanilla, musk and tonka bean. So there's everything in this perfume. If I look at the way... I mean, I think there's quite a bit of marigold, yeah. Aldehydes, carnation, sandalwood, marigold being the top notes here. And then you've got coriander, vanilla, and basil and musk. So I would say I definitely get vanilla in the dry down of this. And it is really cozy. But I've made this mistake before. Dupe house perfume oils are so strong. So I had a little bit of this on my hand, deciding whether I wanted to keep it. And then I was like, this is so nostalgic for me. I'm going to just wear it. So I put a little bit on my neck. I put a little bit on my wrists. And it just grew to be an absolute monster. It was so strong. It was choking me. And I was like, oh my God. I had a shower. I came out, it wasn't gone. I had to have 2 showers and I still smell like this. And by the time I'd had 2 showers, I didn't mind smelling like it so much because I do like the smell. It was just so overwhelming. And the same thing happened to me once when I had a perfume oil dupe of, I was just talking about it earlier, Lost Cherry. I literally, it made me sick and I didn't even put much on. It's just too strong. Like it's just way too strong. It's like, and it doesn't smell strong at first, but it grows and grows and grows and grows and grows and builds. And I'm like, ugh, oils are not really for me. Like apart from skin musk oil, I think the only other oil that I genuinely like, oh, I've got the white musk oil from Alyssa Ashley. That one's good. But I think the only other oil I actually like is the chocolate musk from Al Nuaim, and everything else, I don't really want oils. I want sprays. So, but unfortunately, I don't think they had this in anything other than the oil format. So I might keep this just for nostalgia and just know not to put it on my neck, only to put it on my hands and just use a tiny bit, because on my pulse points, it was insane. It was insane. But it's beautiful. It's cozy. It's a little bit soapy. It's quite sweet. It's floral. It smells like the 90s. Although when did this even come out? It might have been 2000. Where have they got a date? Oh no, 1992. Yeah, that's what I mean. It smells like the 90s. It's really beautiful. But yeah, if you like strong perfumes and they still have this oil from Perfume Parlour, it's definitely worth getting because my God, it is a beast. And you can't really get easily dupes of this by the looks of it. I can't really see much that's still sold. Amouage apparently. Amouage. I never say that right. They've apparently got one that's supposed to smell a bit like it. I'm sure there are things that smell a bit like it, but yeah, I mean, anyway, an absolute beast. So that's that one. That was a scrubber, but not because I didn't like it. All right, and then there are 2 things. So I'll start with the Lush one because I went to Lush specifically to smell Scooby Snacks, which is their collaboration with, well, Scooby-Doo. So this is, let me just get the picture up so you can see it. Scooby Snacks. It's got a cool Scooby-Doo thing on the bottle. It's a body spray. And I smelt it. Didn't like it. It's not going well with me and the new Lush stuff, to be fair. Although I did pick up a bottle of Super Fairy because I actually do really like that one. This one, it says cinnamon sweet Scooby snack, rich vanilla absolute, benzoin resin. I create a cookie-like aroma with hints of caramel and buttery sweetness. It is a bit buttery. It does smell biscuity. I don't like either of those elements very much, but that I knew was going to kind of dissipate a bit. The cinnamon was quite strong. But my problem is that, again, it's got, does it even list it? It's got bergamot and it's got lemon myrtle oil and citral and it's lemonade or whatever it's called. It's really, again, it's got the sharpness, the kind of painfully acidic bitter citrus that I don't like in Super Milk and I don't like in Chelsea Morning. It's got exactly the same thing. So, I mean, I feel like if you like Chelsea Morning and you like Super Milk in the perfume forms, then you're probably going to like Scooby Snacks if you also like a biscuity feel. But it seems pointless because it doesn't really smell very different, except that it's got the cinnamon quite strong. And again, the cinnamon, because it's like it's cinnamon bark oil, so it's strong. It's like when they use the clove, they go so hard with clove. They go so hard with citrus and they go so hard with cinnamon. And it's a bit too much, again, because it then smells like essential oils rather than a perfume, but not in a kind of chilled way. Again, if you like the lemon myrtle and the bergamot and the citruses that they use in the like and in the quantities they use it in Super Milk and Chelsea Morning, and you don't find it like piercing the way that I do, and you don't find it too bitter the way that I do, and too acidic, too sharp, like there's just something in it that splits my head in two, and this has it. And it doesn't need it. That's the weird thing. Like, you've already got Super Milk, you've already got Chelsea Morning, and they both have this kind of citrusy, caramelly, sweet perfume going on. And Chelsea Morning has the biscuit thing as well. So if you've got Chelsea Morning, why do you need to have this? I don't get it. Because you could have done this without the citrus, or with any other fruit. You could have put any other fruit. Don't put bergamot, don't put lemon myrtle. Put some orange in here. Imagine like a creamy caramel, cinnamon and orange, yummy vanilla perfume. That would have been amazing. Just do something different. Sorry, I'm getting annoyed because you know how I feel about Lush. You know how I feel about Lush. I don't understand what's going on with the perfumes. I don't understand why they keep releasing things that just smell kind of the same. I don't get it. Like, you've got Super Milk's a massive popular perfume. Chelsea Morning is very, very popular. Just do something different if you're making something new. Like, just make something new. Anyway, annoyed. Sorry for the rant. Okay, and then I don't have time to tell you the billions of things that I smelt while I was in the new SpaceNK, because I used to sometimes walk past the little SpaceNK near not Bond Street, Oxford Street station, and it closed down, and I was like, oh no, that's sad. And then when I went to Lush, I realised they've just opened a massive SpaceNK store on Oxford Street where Topshop used to be. It's next to the new IKEA. So I was like, well, I wanted to go in specifically because I was hoping upon hope that they would sell Tocca perfumes, because I really want to smell the new Tocca. Like, that is also supposed to be like a citrus vanilla, but from what I've read and knowing Tocca, it's not actually going to be a gourmand. They're advertising it like a gourmand, but it's probably not that at all. And there's a couple of really interesting notes in that perfume, so that's what I wanted to find. They don't have that in store. They have a lot of the kind of normal ones. They've got Fleur, they've got Sol de Janeiro, they've got the Harry Styles ones, they've got Diptyque, they've got Byredo, they've got all of the stuff that you can smell anywhere else, to be fair. All of it in Selfridges. But they also had Ellis Brooklyn, so that was fun. But the one that I tried on my skin, I couldn't try loads of stuff on my skin because I just didn't have enough skin to spray it on. But I smelt Heavy Cream from Fleur. And because I wanted to compare it to Fresh Cream from Philosophy, which is a perfume and a body spray that I have. So Heavy Cream from Fleur. This was an interesting one. So the notes here, top notes, marshmallow, sugar, lemon, orange. Middle notes, coconut, ambretaloid, jasmine. Base notes, whipped cream, caramel and vanilla. And for me, I sort of got a milky I do get a milky lactonic feel. To be honest, it went through a little phase of smelling a bit like sick. So there is something a bit weird and acidic sour in this particular lactones, whatever they've made this with. But I didn't apart from that little bit where it randomly smelled a bit like sick for a little while, like baby spew or something. When I first sprayed it, it smelled more like condensed milk to me. It was so sweet. And then specifically, the more it dried down, the more caramel that I was getting. So I think it smells like a caramel perfume rather than a like cream perfume. It was so sweet. It actually smells like Campbell's condensed Dolce de Leche. Dulce de Leche. I don't know. I never get that right either. But it was very caramelly to me. So I wasn't surprised when I saw that the top comparison was Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere, because it definitely doesn't just smell like a yummy creaminess. And I think that Philosophy Fresh Cream smells like a very realistic, I mean, I've said before, I kind of think it smells like breast milk. It's a very sugary, intensely creamy, thick, fatty milk smell. It's very realistic in a way that I think really upsets some people, but I find it really comforting for some reason. So Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere, though, it has some kind of floral notes. It's got some woody notes. It's got like a caramelly feel, and also sweet tooth. So basically you could get sweet tooth and it would smell very similar to this. It's not quite as lactonic, but it's similar. And also it does remind me a little bit of a not as good Bianco latte from, what's he called, Giordani di Toscana, is that it? But that's got like a kind of honey caramel note in it, and I get a lot of caramel in that perfume. That's another one that gets described as a vanilla, but I think smells like a caramel perfume. I don't think it smells like a vanilla perfume. So I found that Fleur Heavy Cream smelled more like caramel. It should be called Fleur Caramel. But anyway, I didn't dislike it. I don't need it in my collection, but I thought it was okay. I thought it was quite nice. But I had a quick sniff of a lot of the Ellis Brooklyn ones, and I was like, I like that they do pen sprays in there, because I'd be tempted in summer. I really quite liked Miami Nectar. So Miami Nectar is coconut water, pineapple, palm leaf, frangipani, jasmine, lily of the valley, vanilla, driftwood, amberwood, and moss. And I feel like that one was smelling kind of good, like fresh and nice. I quite liked that one, although I didn't spray on my skin. I'm not sure if maybe it would go a bit tarry in the dry down, because I did think that the what's the other one that I tried, the Apple Love smelt kind of tarry in the dry down. And that one also, weirdly, oh, it's got ambroxan in it, that's why. Yeah, ugh. Red apple is voted as being the top thing there, but I was kind of getting like more of a berry smell with that, and it smelled quite shampooey. I didn't like it. I really wanted to smell Dear Sky, and I wanted to smell Myth, and I wanted to smell Vanilla Milk, but they didn't. Well, they did have Dear Sky, but they didn't have sprayers on the top of them, and I couldn't smell it from the bottle. So I just smelt what I could. Guava Granita I smelt briefly, and that one smelt really nice to me as well. Like, that one's got guava and banana. So at some point I might go back when I have time and actually try some on my skin. And if I like them, I might get pen sprays, because I've been quite interested in Ellis Brooklyn ones. I think some of them look like they'd be up my street, but I've not really had the chance to test them until now. So I'll have a proper test at some point. I do actually really like the bottles, but I think they're a bit pricey probably for what they are, but we'll see. If I ever see any for a bargain, I shall try them. All right, guys, I think that is it. I think that's everything. I've probably been talking for ages again, but hopefully this isn't going to be too long a video, because I didn't wear a ridiculous amount this week. I hope you enjoyed my Larive video. I apologise that there's some that you now can't get, and I know that some of them have changed their bottles. I'm also just going to shout out, because someone did mention it, and I noticed it when I was looking at Larive stuff, but I didn't buy it because I don't really like the original. I did just suggest to my sister, though. Larive now have a dupe of Vanilla 28 from Kayali. So that, I think it's called, is it called Antique Fleur or something? Let me just double check that. Fleur Antique, that's what it's called. This guy here. So this is a dupe of Kayali Vanilla 28. So I've suggested that to my sister because she's looking for some good dupes of the Kayali. So if I go home and she's bought that, then I'll, if I go home and see my family, then I will try to have a whiff of that. I'm supposed to be visiting in November, so I hopefully will be able to get back to you and tell you if that one's actually any good. But I didn't feel like I needed to buy it myself, because Vanilla 28, I don't really like the woods and the patchouli in the base. You know, it just doesn't really work for me. It might be better in the Larive version, but who knows. So yeah, the next Larive is coming up this week, and again, apologies if there's anything in it that you can't buy. After next week, I will be listing some of the stuff that I don't want to keep from that Larive haul. So if there's anything that's discontinued, I will put it up on eBay. So anyone in the UK, if you want to get hold of it, something like Madame in Love, for instance, I think it's called that one, the one that's the Gucci, the original Gucci, is it Gucci Fleur or something, the Osmanthus perfume? That one I'll be putting up, for instance. So just keep an eye out on my eBay in a couple of weeks if you're interested in some of those Larives that you can't get hold of anymore. And I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here with me on this very insanely windy day. Horrible. I've got to go out and get, well, it's nice. I'm going out for a meal with my friend later, but my goodness, I do not want to go outside in this wind. It is going to suck. So anyway, I hope you all have a nice week. Let me know what you've been wearing. Let me know if you have any of these. Let me know what your favourite non-gourmand vanilla is. I'm really interested to know how people feel, because I have a few non-gourmand vanillas and I think they're fantastic, but I really love a good aromatic or green or a smoky non-gourmand vanilla. They're just amazing. So let me know. And let me know if you've tried Shade. I love it. It's so good. It's just my absolute refuge when I feel rough. So anyway, thanks guys. Bye.